Okay, so I'm here with Ben Lonsdale. He's going to be competing at the first ever Cage Gladiators Ireland this weekend. It's going to be a home show for him. Obviously, he trains out at Danny's gym. So, thank you very much for your time. It's fight week. How are you feeling? And how are you feeling about this show? It's the first one to go ahead, and you're going to be part of it.
Oh yeah, I'm just absolutely buzzing. Getting to do it with 12 different teammates is just it's such a huge advantage. Everyone's in the same sort of position. It's been a really fun 8 weeks leading up to it, and I just can't wait to go now.
And like that, obviously, it's fight week now. Do you cut much weight going into the fight, or are you at the stage where you're still kind of just cutting a little and concentrating on the fighting, or are you cutting a lot, or what way is it working for you?
Oh, I've got another few kilo to go now. I've done a lot better this year than last year. Last year caught me off guard big time, cutting the weight. But yeah, I've done. I feel like I've nailed it pretty well so far. I've only got a couple of kilo to do. Well, and again, because there'll be so many of us doing it on Friday night here in the saunas, I feel like it'll be a lot easier compared to last year. It was just the three of us, really, two of us. Once I did it, fit the fight.
Yeah, and that's where I saw you, and I actually have. I think I was looking through. I still have the videos in our chat of the finish as well, and
Yeah.
that was a fantastic. What did you actually make of Fit to Fight? I actually think because a lot you've got like the likes of Cage Conflict, your fighting championship, and they've obviously got a lot of the established amateurs. I think the Fit to Fight show. Don't get me wrong, they still have debuts and novices as well,
Yeah.
but the Fit to Fight show was a very good transition for novices or early stage amateurs, I feel, to get you used to the event. How did you find Fit to Fight as a show? Because I found it really well ran for something it was only his second or third one at the time.
Yeah, no, I really rated Fit the Fight. Because I made my novice debut there back. It used to be in a wee archery center years ago, and I made a novice debut there after I left school, and I loved it. And then I went on. That was their Fit the Fight 2, and then I made my amateur debut in Fit the Fight 4, and it's brilliant. See, especially compared to that Devonish, I don't know how people make their amateur debuts at Cage Conflict and stuff. Like it's just absolutely mental. One of my best mates from school, Michael, made his amateur debut there last week on a week's notice, and he got the win. Yeah, he got the win, and he was buzzing. Like, well, I don't know how he did it. The atmosphere there's mental. Whereas Fit the Fight's a bit more. It's in a hotel. It's a bit more relaxed. It was a wee bit easier than I feel like it would have in some of the other shows.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of like it. It's a little bit more. It's not that the Devonish is a fantastic venue and a
Oh
fantastic
yeah,
show, but especially if you're going in fighting against someone from FAI, like the I love the atmosphere there, but I can imagine it could be quite overwhelming for someone going in to make their amateur debut. Is that obviously your teammate went in and he was it Michael McCauley?
yeah, that was
And he
him.
looked very good in there.
Yeah, he got clipped in the first 10 seconds, but he was found a real good guy. But he ended up compose himself well. Don't I would love to get in Case Conflict like definitely early next year would be great because it's an unreal show. The atmosphere's class, but no, making a debut there, I wouldn't have fancied that. I would have rather somewhere like a Fit to Fight or maybe Cage Gladiator for a lot
Yeah,
of reasons.
yeah, obviously you've got this one coming up, and you talked about there's 12 teammates on it. Obviously, you actually go to every time I'm up a show up north where there's chaos, you're fighting champion. Well, I don't think anyone's been on your actually,
Yeah,
but
we've had a few.
oh, you've had cage
Yeah, not that.
conflict, and you're actually at all the shows. There's always three or four fighters on every show. What's
Yeah.
it like now having 12 people preparing? I'd say the buzz is unreal.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Like it's just everybody. So much work's went in under the radar the last few years for a lot of these young guys. We all joined a lot of us joined on like a wee like free MMA youth program, and it's just now everybody's just getting ready to make their amateur debuts and stuff. There's my boy Fintan Lawler as well. He joined sort of same time as me and Michael. Everyone's kind of just starting to appear slowly now, and yeah, numbers in the gym for such a like a sort of like a proper homegrown gym. Very few people transfer from other gyms. A lot of us is just pure say KJ from the start. It's numbers are brilliant. Like
Yeah, and you've got a lot coming out there, and that's what I know is that the likes of Fit to Fight. I sat down with yourself and Danny and all would have been there, and I've great time for Danny. He treats me very well and with a lot of respect. And I went over and that's what I was talking to him about. I said like the amount of young talent coming out of that gym, I think it doesn't get enough credit as it deserves. As do there's a lot of gyms like that as well that are producing
yeah.
very very good talent. Um, what do you make of the scene at the minute? Because I just think it's absolutely blown up. There's like we've 6 shows in 7 weeks or something like that, or 7 shows in 6 weeks. To be able to fill those cards is amazing. How do you feel as a fighter to have this many good level fighters around to learn and fight coming to the amateur scene?
Oh, it's unreal. Like it's I can't imagine there's many better amateur scenes out there around the world. Like it's just it's booming. The whole atmosphere around is brilliant. So many shows as well. There's so many different opportunities for people. Like for people who do win, they've always got the opportunity sort of jump in straight after if they come out injury free. It just seems, yeah. And everyone seems to have a pretty. Most people seem to have a pretty good relationship that gyms are willing to get on most different cards.
Yeah, no, it's like that. Like I said, year on nearly every card. There's like that. The shows I go to, and it's always the same old faces as well, and that's what I
Yeah.
like. But like that, like with the new crop coming through, obviously this is going to be your second fight. Talk to us about why you kind of got into MMA and what brought you to that gym as well.
Well, I was always big in rugby in school. I just saw there was some free MMA course for 17-year-olds literally around the corner from me, so decided to give it a go. I think I was 102 kilo now, and now I'm fine at 66 kilo. I could never have imagined that, but I just ended up falling in love with MMA so quickly up there. Like such a relaxed sort of. It's good. It's like a big family. Like everybody knows each other. Literally everything about everyone. Like it's not as if like all the people fighting, I don't really know some of them. Like I literally every single one of them you'd be comfortable to sit and have a crack with.
Yeah, and it seems like that, especially with the likes of Danny. He seems like a bit of banter in the gym and Jack and stuff like that. But when you first took that class, were you ever planning on competing, or when did that come about?
I think everybody who goes to start MMA thinks they're gonna, go out there and fight, but you only realize soon after how much commitment it takes. You gotta lick the walls kind of for years before you can even think about like amateur sort of fight nowadays. But I never imagined I never imagined it'd be probably just as soon. I think it was about a year and a half after I ended up having a novice one fit the fight. And then yeah, and I would have liked a few more by now probably over that last year, but I'll make up for it hopefully next year. Hopefully have a busy year, especially if 4 kids gladiator shows, maybe 3 or 4 shows all planned.
Yeah, Emmett was telling me, or Jack was telling me they're planning on 3 or 4 next year, which would be
Yeah.
fantastic. And like that, people say that like everyone thinks when they go to boxing or they go to MMA, you're going to do it. I went and I trained there recently. I got a couple of knocks in the face. I'm a fair bit older now. I used to box years ago. You know what? This isn't for me. Do you know the sort of a way? But it just shows the benefits it's brought you with the weight loss. I'd say it's brought a lot into your life with structure, discipline, stuff like that. This weekend, like, how much does this show mean to you because it is the home gym and there's so many people there and being able to compete on it, and it's going to be so close to home as well.
Oh, 100%. Like, it's just 10 minutes up the road, really. And I have so many people from the gym on it. 'Cause I'm with these guys every single day, really, for hours and hours at a time. Like, they became all very, good, close friends. So the fact we're all going to get to share this sort of moment together, this sort of night, it'll be brilliant. Like, I can't wait. And there's so many people come to support. Like, I think over 700 tickets sold for a first show. It's big numbers. Like, not so far.
Yeah, that could change. Like a lot of people end up on the day, especially you're like early 20s and stuff. They don't know what they're doing, and then on the day they're turning up for tickets. So it's going to be
Yeah.
a fantastic show. Especially what I like about is Emmett and Jack haven't really fought on an Irish card together, and
No.
this is going to be the first time. So that's a special moment for them both, and obviously Jared and Dan and everyone else. But with this fight, do you study your opponents much, or do you just kind of leave that to Dan, or do you just want to implement your own kind of style and game plan?
That's the plan. I feel like you can get sucked into a bad loophole. Like if you try to study your opponent too much and overthink it. I think as soon as like his door closes, it just goes out your head, like whatever you're thinking. But not really. Like he's only I've watched this fight. Like he had like a novice fight. It's so hard to say because I think it was the same fit the fight card last year. Like so, I know. And he was in getting his medical last night in the gym. Like so, I know somewhat what sort of size he is, but that's about it. No point overthinking it. I hope he put my own sort of spin on the fight.
Yeah, and like the last time you fought was about is this time last year. I want to say November last year. Like the improvements that you would make would be leaps and bounds because obviously you're new to the sport. You're going to improve every day. You're both going to be completely different fighters than the fight a year ago. So I wouldn't take too much from it. But um, after obviously we're not looking past this card or this, but you said you want to be more active. Do you have a number of fights you'd like to have next year, or do you want to just get this out of the way, get through Christmas, and then study or not study, but focus on the year ahead?
Probably God willing, all goes well this Sunday. Hopefully about 3 next year. I wouldn't mind, 2 before the summer, maybe one after the summer sort of thing. I'd love to be a lot busier because I feel like I don't know about these people who fight every other month. I don't know if you can actually improve too much doing that. I guess you can be much, but I think 3 would be perfect. 3 would be a perfect sort of number next year. Like
Yeah, because I remember when I first came in, you made a very good point there that I was all for, mate, you should fight as much as you can, get the experience. And I talked to Lewis Byrne the other day, who made his pro debut, and he fought, I want to say 12 times in 7 months or something, 8 months, because he done IMAS and stuff as well. He had to take a year and a half out due to burnout. He said, you're constantly worrying about an opponent as opposed to training just to get better and enjoying it. And a lot of people
Yeah.
say that when you don't have a camp, you just train for the love of it and you do get better. So it's very good that you've kind of picked that up at that stage as well. So
So yeah, you just look at like Jack or Emmett for an example. They could have easily, not just saying this because they're my teammates, they could have easily ran through so many of the bantamweight and featherweights, but to sort of take it a bit more, make improvements outside fight 2 or 3 times a year, and then you saw them both their last performances where they looked phenomenal. Like that just shows that you don't need to be fighting 5, 6 times a year, and that
yeah,
sort of having that sort of gap in, because how much are you going to improve really the last few weeks of like camps and stuff where you're coming up to a fight, cutting weight? I think it's better just to take some time off sometimes, still train every day, but properly make improvements.
yeah. There's a couple of gyms I want to say, SBG to the more. He has them fight for maybe over a period of 6 months, maybe 2 or 3 times. Then they take a 3 or 4 month break where it's just like an improvement, like where they just improve on certain things that they've seen in the fights. And there is different approaches too. But I like the fact that you can notice that, okay, fighting so much, okay, you're gonna get the cage time, but you're only improving a little bit every time you fight. If you fight
Yeah.
that close together, whereas you're gonna have big improvements as thing goes on. But hopefully you do get 3 fights next year. Hopefully this weekend goes well for you. I'm going to be there in person. I want to thank you so much for joining me. Is there anything you want to say before you go? And I appreciate your time.
No, just big thanks to everyone who's been these last 12 weeks, been hard 12 weeks for everyone in the gym. We've all been working hard rounds, hardest I've ever seen in years here. Just thanks to Donnie and Breslin, Jack, Emmett, all the boys who've been properly helped me pads and stuff like that. And yeah, 100% feeling good. Just ready to go at this point.
I can only imagine fight week is like you get the slow week where it's you go from
Yeah.
training 100% and then you have to slow down and then it's the wait for the fight. And I can only imagine the emotions and the adrenaline does be up and down.
Oh.
I never know that feeling myself though, because I'm too old to start fighting. But best of luck this weekend. It's been
Thanks
an
very much.
absolute pleasure, and we'll definitely talk again. And I'll see you on Sunday.
100%. Thanks very much. Appreciate that.
Thank you.